on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Somebody's been digging up the bodies of dead girls.
People are missing.
She wasn't killed by vampires.
Okay, so we got a body snatcher. What does that mean?
There's a new scare in Sunnydale.
What I saw didn't add up to 3 whole girls.
And no one is prepared.
Hello?
For this kind of evil.
Where did he take her?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh my god.
Hey guys, welcome to yet another watch along on Balloon Head Productions. I'm Master of Ceremonies as usual. My name is Marcelo Nostroza, and I'd like to welcome you to my watch along for Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 2, Episode 2, entitled Some Assembly Required. All right, guys, so for this watch along, as I often do, I will not be watching this episode alone this time around. I would like to welcome a friend of the channel. He's a writer friend of mine. I would like to welcome my friend Ruben back to the channel.
What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on, Ruben? You know what? I'm so excited about this watch along because I don't remember the specific order of these episodes. So I got really excited to see that we're going to talk about Some Assembly Required, because I think this is a really, really cool episode.
Yeah, Buffy, I have to say, is kind of like TNG for me. I know it so well.
Yeah.
That whenever an episode, just like 2 seconds into an episode, I'm like, oh, this is the one where this happens and this happens and then this happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watch Buffy every year though. Usually, I don't always make it through the whole season because I'm like, even now I'm finding that season 4. I mean, there's obviously talking about later seasons, but season 4 wears me down a little bit.
Very, very quickly, guys, if you want to watch this episode at home along with us, what me and Ruben are going to do in just a few seconds, we're going to switch over to the places where we are going to watch this episode. For me, it's on American Hulu. Where is it for you, Ruben?
I'm watching it on YouTube.
Once I get over to American Hulu, I will give you guys a countdown from 3. And when I say play, that will be your opportunity if you choose to watch this episode along with us at home to sync up with us. So I'm going to go over to Hulu right now and give you guys your countdown in just 1 second. All right. So here we go. You ready, Ruben?
Yes, sir.
In 3, 2, 1, play.
In every generation. I miss when TV shows used to do this.
Yeah.
Last week on.
Yeah. Do you like this previously on a segment, or do you like the last week on segment that most shows do?
I mean, I think because you notice they only do that for the first couple seasons, so it's just like
Yes.
gets you into the show, and then by the 3rd season, they hope that people already are familiar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think today would probably work better with the last week on. I
Right.
mean, well, no, it wouldn't because I don't know because today's TV is so weird. Like they have batch, they drop whole shows at one time.
Right. They
I
have
don't know, I
batches.
don't know what would work if maybe the intro thing would probably work better.
Here's a better question for you. Do you think if Buffy was made today, do you think it would be it would be a cultural icon if it was made today?
I don't know. Today's market is so much different that like things don't seem to get as big as I don't know. It's an interesting question because the market is so different now than it was back then.
Right.
I love that in the Buffy verse, when you become a vampire, you basically like gain fighting skills.
That's part of the undead package.
Yeah, yeah. It gives like a whole skill package.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Very nice use of a shovel there, Buff.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, you're just a kid, and he's
Yes, you're
200
just
years
a kid.
old.
You're like, I got.
My wife is like, man, you really have a thing with that. I'm like, it just is so weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so
But
strange.
she did give me a good sort of headcanon answer that I found interesting. Is
Really, what
that
you say?
the angel was turned when he was young,
Okay,
so he still has the mindset.
okay.
Like he still feels like he's a 20-year-old. So hitting on a 16-year-old is less creepy, slightly less
Right,
creepy than being 200. So I can
right.
accept that. I think I can accept that and move on with my life.
Well, 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 on my behalf, can you tell your wife thank you for me? Because when you said that a couple weeks ago, I was like, is Ruby gonna ruin the Buffy and Angel relationship for me by saying one thing? I'm like, I just can't
Here we go. Best theme song in TV history.
ever. Oh my god. Sorry guys, we're when I was a kid, I mean this is showing my age. I used to have a sticky bulletin board, and on the bulletin board I would write in dry erase marker my TV schedule of the day, and Buffy was always on the top.
Nice.
Yeah. I was totally a nerd, man.
I
There
used
were
to,
no
nowadays I fall asleep to TNG, but I
yeah,
used to fall asleep to Buffy. But
yeah,
then I was for a while I was having a lot of dreams about zombies and monsters and all this shit, and I realized I was like, oh yeah, it's because of
it's
Buffy.
Buffy.
So then I switched to TNG.
And you started to dream about space.
I definitely don't have as crazy dreams with TNG.
Also, one of the most charming things in this season to me is the relationship between Giles and Miss Calendar, and the
Mm,
fact that it's going where it's going is heartbreaking because when I was watching when she was bad, like the the chemistry between the actor who plays Giles and the actress who plays Miss Calendar is
mhm.
so good. And I'm like, this is so sad. Yeah. Mexican. So, Ruben, how old do you think the Scoobies think Giles actually is?
Probably like 40,
Yeah. But how
50
yeah, but
maybe.
how old but how old do you think Giles actually is in the first season?
I would say he's in his 40s, probably,
Okay. I was gonna say
maybe late 40s.
yeah, no, I was gonna say late 30s. I was being generous. Interesting. Again, this is the most abandoned library in school history. It's full of books,
Seriously,
but nobody ever shows up.
abandoned. It has the weirdest lighting for a school library. Like it's
Yeah.
not fluorescent lighting, like
Mhm.
most.
It's
But
it's
that's
it's
also the
very s
weirdness of the lighting in the first couple of seasons too.
right, right. But you know what? Ever since you told me about how the lighting improves over the seasons, I've
Hmm.
really gotten used to the dark, moody lighting in season 1.
Yeah, season one is definitely like slowly starts to light brighten up a little bit.
Mhm.
I also think I,
Mhm.
I was thinking about it the other day. I wonder if it's because the show was getting more popular. They were getting more
More
budget
money.
for better equipment and more lighting. And
Mhm.
maybe better post production techniques and stuff like that. Because the
Right.
show gets better and better as it goes along.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, the show really starts cooking on all cylinders in season 3.
Oh, for sure.
Um, yeah, because I mean, a lot of people know this, but I'll say it again. In season 3, my favorite episode of Buffy ever, Graduation Day Part 1 and 2 airs. There's something about that episode that just hit all the right notes for me. It's just amazing.
Yeah, season three is amazing.
Yeah.
4 and 5 are a little bit rocky. I love season 6 because the whole Willow going evil thing was.
Yep.
I love
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
ends. Like it's one of them.
Greatest,
Yeah, and again, just like Xander being a hero with no superpowers.
with
It's
no powers, yeah.
yeah, just being a normal dude.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's so great, like Willow is just about to destroy the world, and Xander basically says, "Okay, if you want to destroy the world, you're gonna have to go through me first."
right, right. Your best
And
friend. Like
yeah, yeah, and then he goes, "I love Willow. I love, happy Willow, sad Willow, veiny Willow. I love Willow that stole my crowns when I was a 5-year-old." Right? It's just, oh
I love Evil Willow, the vampire Willow. She's just so funny.
yeah, yeah, Vampire Willow. I wonder when we get to those episodes, do you think we're actually going to have anything to talk about because we talk about them in episodes that
No, we're probably gonna be talking about these episodes instead. Remember that episode where they're digging up graves?
yeah.
And it's like they never even have a scene. I can't think of a moment where they just have a random student walk in just to get something and come back out. Like no, never. It's like it's a fucking secret
Yeah.
library in the school that only these students know about.
Yeah, well, maybe the school has a secondary library that the writers and Joss never told us about.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm not
There's magic around the door to the library that some students go to the actual library, other students go
right,
to this magical library.
right. Also, during this rewatch, I've really, for some reason, Cordy really is bothering me this time around in ways that she hasn't before. Like, I'm like, why do people? Because a lot of my friends who love Buffy, and I have a bunch of them, they love Cordy, and I'm like, why do you love Cordy? Cordy is a stuck-up valley girl.
I love Cordelia. She's a fucking amazing character.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
well,
the problem with the show is I love every character because every character
yeah,
is so
yeah,
well
yeah.
realized.
Written out.
Every character
Yeah,
has a distinct
purpose.
personality, and it's portrayed in everything they're talking about. How they, it's such a great example of like
Um,
keeping the voices of each character because Cordelia, no matter what she's talking about, she's talking through it through Cordelia. The actor and the dialogue are just in perfect sync.
mhm,
You always understand things because from her point of view,
right.
and same with like Willow and Buffy. Like you always like it's crazy. It's so well done.
Mhm. And
And
the other
Cordelia, I
thing
mean,
that I
ultimately does become pretty cool. Like when by Angel times.
yeah, no, but that's a long way off, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. She's definitely like the mean girl of the group.
Right. The mean girl. I think you know what? I think I just got to cut her a break because I don't generally like Mean Girls. I mean,
But if you remember the
Cody,
Buffy movie,
yeah,
there was kind of a little bit of that too. Remember Buffy had those friends
Oh
And
yeah,
one was kind of dumb and innocent, like Willow. One was kind of a mean girl bitch,
mm,
like Cordelia. There was
yeah,
no real
yeah,
Xander. Well, I guess
yeah,
Pike.
yeah. There was Cassandra, um, Victoria. What was the other one's name?
Yeah, I can't
Oh,
remember. I haven't watched that. I haven't
I
watched in a while.
can't remember. Mm. You know, I almost like it almost makes me wonder when Joss was actually hiring for the writing staff of Buffy, like I wonder how he actually did his interviews. Like what were the qualifications that he was looking for? But do you think that he actually handpicked all the people in the writers room, or they were kind of they were just kind of handed to him?
Oh, in the writers' room.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's an interesting question because I don't know. I mean, at the time that he made this, he had made Buffy. He had Ghost written one of the Alien movies, Part 3, I think.
yeah,
He was a big ghost writer or
yep.
a script doctor.
Script doctor, yeah.
Because I remember that's where I always wanted to be. I was like, oh, I love that. I love like fixing other, improving other people's
Scripts.
scripts and stuff.
Mhm.
And so I don't know how much clout he had, but at the time, I mean, I'm
Right,
sure he was in the interview process or at least had some say in it.
right.
Like he got to say, like, I like these guys, and then someone else said, I like these guys, and the ones that overlapped,
Mhm.
they said, okay, well, everybody's picked this one guy, so let's get him for sure.
Right.
And everybody's picked, whatever, and then they probably debated over
Mhm.
one or the other.
So, can you, like, tell me what's the deal with Angel's cream-colored jacket in this scene here? Like, what the hell? Mm. Uh,
Yeah, check out that fucking jacket.
yeah, what is that jacket? What where did his leather jacket go? Did he take it to the cleaners or something?
Is Willow kind of wearing the same jacket too?
Wait. No, Willow is wearing like a yellowish jacket. That's yellowish to me. Or that's a shade. No, not yellow. Sorry, that's a shade of green.
Right,
I
right.
think. Green, yeah. I promise you. I promise you guys. I'm not colorblind.
Oh, maybe I'm colorblind.
Color.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just put him in a black jacket.
Yeah, because his first scenes in this EP, he was in his standard black.
And I don't know. I feel like he should always have, at least in these seasons, it would have been interesting to always keep him in black and white because
Mm.
he's such a sort of divided character. Like he's
Right.
this
No, but
evil. There's this evil
yeah.
inside, or have him be interesting if they would have had him always with a black undershirt and a white overshirt to like
Mhm.
always like have the darkness underneath. That
Right.
would have been cool.
No, and especially with what happens in this season, because in this season, uh, I mean, back in the day when I was watching this season ripped my heart out and then stepped on it and then set it on fire. It was amazing. I had never seen anything like that before.
This season's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
I
fucking
mean,
crazy.
it's fucking heartbreaking. Oh my god.
That's your future ex girlfriend, man.
Yep. I really like the sort of quasi Frankenstein, the sort of
Yeah, this
quasi
is the
Frankenstein's
Bride of
monster.
Frankenstein. Yeah,
Yeah. Look, disapproving parents. How lovely.
not even just approving. Like he doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
It's just fucking.
People, if you have kids, please take care of your kids because they're important.
If not, they're gonna stitch together body parts.
Yeah.
It's cool though, but again, I love Buffy so much. I can fucking I'm such a fanboy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
scene was so beautiful. With just a
It
few
was.
lines of dialogue, you got that the mom cannot get over the son that's dead. She's catatonic watching the TV, you know, and boom, with almost no dialogue, just all visuals.
Yes.
That's amazing. That's what he said, like mom a couple times. That was it. I'm going outside.
Yeah, he did. No, he said, "Mom,
And,
I'm going out." He said it
right.
twice.
And she, no reaction, you know?
No reaction, just chain smoking, watching the video of his older brother.
It's hot. I mean, what? Who said that?
Also, it's really funny to me how like all the evildoers in Buffy keep using the boiler room or something similar to the boiler room to do their evil bidding.
This
I'm
is the
like,
worst school ever, bro.
yeah.
It's a hands down. Sunnydale High, worst school in the history of schools, with an infinite reconstruction budget. It reminds me of what my least favorite thing about Voyager
What?
was that
Oh
the
yeah, that's
ship
right.
the ship would go through hell in an episode, and the next episode would be like, Captain's log. We're all fine now. The ship's
We're all
perfect again.
fine.
I'm like, I get that you have replicators and stuff, but come on now. Like, I
Right.
think if Voyager would have been so cool if it would have been like a Frankenstein ship by the time it was done. Like by
Yeah,
season 7, it's just made up of fucking alien parts that they've had to scavenge and shit. We need a new warp core or whatever. We need,
let's steal one.
yeah, or
Look,
like we
look.
just beat the Kazon and we're gonna take their deflector dish.
Right. I mean, look, I love Voyager, but the one knock that I have on Voyager over pretty much all of the other Star Trek shows is that Voyager is the one that resets is that the Voyager is the one that pushes the reset button every episode. So it's like the characters do this great thing one episode, but like Ruben suggested, the next episode, it's like it never even happened. I'm like, what the hell?
They tried to go back to more of the TNG formula because Deep Space Nine scared people.
Right.
Miss Hotness. I mean, Calendar.
Miss Hotness calendar. Hey, you're on my stream, so you can say whatever the hell you want.
I want you.
This is-
I'm gonna mark it down for every day of the calendar of the month, baby.
yeah, this calendar. Yep.
No game, Giles.
No game. Also, I love how his affection for Miss Calendar puts him in uncomfortable situations. Yeah.
No, I mean Anthony Stewart Head does such a great job as Giles.
Yeah.
He's also in Ted Lasso too.
When I saw him in an episode of Doctor Who, like maybe 10 or 11 years ago, I lost my mind. I was like, that's Giles. Yeah, and also when I saw him playing
Isn't he
uh,
in
uh, the king in the first couple seasons of Merlin. I lost my
Yes, I was
mind.
about to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then I was watching that episode with with a friend of mine who hadn't watched Buffy, and and she was like, "Giles, who the hell are you talking about?" And I almost wanted to shake her to death. I was like, "You've never seen Buffy?" So what we ended up doing was stopping that episode of uh of Merlin, and we started watching Buffy season 1. And I
Merlin, I tried to rewatch, and it's rough.
yeah.
Some of those special effects are like, oof.
Mm, yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of TV shows that I just sort of watch when I'm winding down the evening, and Merlin is one of those. I could just turn it on and just, fall asleep to it. Um, of course, like Ruben, I do TNG a lot. I do Voyager a lot, but I'm actually gonna add Buffy to the list.
Buffy will make your dreams crazy. It's a hell of a
Yeah, and
drug.
see what and see what happens.
How did these
I
kids learn how to do any of this, bro? See,
well,
I thought that guy was the guy on Enterprise. He looks kind of like
what
the guy on the
what
left.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He looks like he's not. It's not because I looked it up, but
He looks like Trip.
yeah, he looks like Trip, and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, is that Trip? And then I looked it up, but
Yes, Trip.
it's not him.
No.
Like these
Also,
kids
I
must
love
be
yeah.
straight
Also, I
A's.
love the clothing. I've said that on streams that we've been on before, but I love the late '90s clothing.
Well, and I also like that it's not like it doesn't ever really stand out. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as like when you see like a '60s show or something.
Mhm. This actor is a great character actor. He was in The Shield, Lost. I don't know what this guy's name is, but he's a great character actor.
I'll be like, bro, please don't touch me with your dead hands. It's gross.
Yeah.
I know I brought you back, but you're still a gross zombie monster
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah. So do you think he smells?
I mean, I gotta imagine he smells.
Like, and I wonder if he has to soak his body in water or in salt water every couple hours, or his hands would fall off or something like that.
I mean, you're making me want to write a story called "The Anatomy of the Undead." Like,
Mhm.
do undead have moisture? Do they need to
Yeah,
moisturize your skin?
interesting.
Mummies,
They
you
they
know,
have they would have to, right?
is
I
it
think
okay for
so.
vampires to date young women?
Question of the week. Isn't it crazy what the shit that we talk about when we watch Buffy? It's like,
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
yeah.
Oh, my girl snip.
Yep. Snip
Buffy also
snip.
later gets so good with the editing and
Yeah, it,
the
it gets so good.
one scene ending on a dialogue like a certain line,
Scene
and
or a
then
moment. Yeah.
cutting to a scene that where that line applies to like it's just so perfectly orchestrated. It's so great.
Mhm. Do you know if it's the same editor from season 1, or is it a different editor?
I don't remember. I sadly don't know who the editors of Buffy are. I need to give them their respect and look that up.
Yeah. Actually, but my favorite use of silence in a in a scene of Buffy ever uh, is two moments. The first moment is a true moment of silence. It's it's at the end of Hush when um when Riley and Buffy, after fighting the after fighting um the the monsters, they finally had their voices back, and they're sitting across from each other, and they don't know what to say to each other, and it just
Right.
cuts like that. The other moment is not a moment of silence, but it's the moment that Big Bad Dawn got introduced, right? Buffy goes into an outer room, and
Right.
Dawn is right there, and Buffy takes a moment, and then both Buffy and Dawn turn towards the door, and they yell, "Mom!" And that's it. I was like,
Yeah. And imagine that first time you're watching this, you're like, "Who the fuck is this girl?" Like,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
whole scene. I love how they keep that mystery for a lot of the season
they do, yeah,
without it being kind of like annoying or like
yeah,
constantly brought up.
yeah,
It's very well executed.
yeah,
I mean, I love, like, for instance, it's funny because I'm watching. I'm obviously ahead of where we're at.
yeah.
But
You're
there's
way ahead, yeah,
episodes where I'm like, I can't wait to talk about this because this episode is such like good editing or good whatever.
yeah, yeah,
Like that episode in season 4 when Riley and Buffy are making love, but it's cutting back between them fighting monsters together too,
yeah.
and it's just cutting back and forth, and it's just so perfectly executed, and so
Hmm.
much story with no dialogue.
Dialogue, yeah, visual storytelling.
Yeah, just perfect visual storytelling.
Hmm. Yeah, but Ruben, you gotta do me a favor. You have to actually like make a list of the episodes that you want to be on, and just tell me. Yeah, you just gotta, you know, write down like a batch of episodes that you want to do, and we'll do 'em.
I'm game for that. I gotta go back and see which ones.
Yeah. Also, uh, an episode of Buffy that uses silence expertly to the point of madness is the body.
Oh yeah, that's
So
dope.
yeah,
Totally dope.
so the less said about that, the better. At least in this situation. I'm not saying that the episode
I
is
actually
bad.
just got out. I caught up to that episode and I skipped it.
Oh,
I was
good.
like, I don't want to watch this right now. I
Yeah.
was like, I can't deal with this episode right now.
Too much, right?
It's yeah, I heard it. Yeah, and I just recently lost a childhood friend, so
Oh, I'm
I was like,
sorry.
I don't want to watch this right now.
Yeah. Um. Well, most of my followers know this on the channel, but when they took my mom, when we made the decision to take her off of life support after the doctor told us, oh, she'll stay alive, but she'll have to be on the breathing machine her entire life.
All right.
And it took us about a week to decide to, say goodbye to her. And when I came home, my grandfather gave me he bought me McDonald's, and he said, "Listen, I'm going to leave you here for a while, but I have to go back to the hospital to do something."
Mm,
And I was just flipping through the channels, and all of a sudden, I got this urge to watch Buffy, and I went on like uh I went on like an early streaming service. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was on Netflix or whatever. And I did a Russian roulette, and the body came up.
mm.
I watched it, but when I watched it, I started weeping,
Right, of course.
and and it was like everything that I had been feeling for the past 2 weeks just came out of me in one fucking, you know, emotional cleansing. It was so crazy. Yeah. Um, and then I actually ended up watching the pilot of Lost, the two-part pilot of Lost. So I watched The Body and then the two-part pilot of Lost. Sorry, guys, for taking it down a dark turn when we're watching such a good episode here. Sorry, guys. I apologize about that.
That's the power of TV and
Yeah. That's the power of entertainment, if you think
yeah,
about it.
no, not even entertainment, just storytelling to be able to let you have a catharsis.
Mhm,
I remember
mhm.
after my grandmother passed away, I was watching random episodes of Modern Family, and I came upon an episode. Well, I wasn't watching random episodes. I was watching Modern Family was on the air at the time, and one of the episodes that came up was about their grandmother passing away.
Wow. Also, I really appreciate that in this episode, they actually show football because in the original script of the Buffy movie, they weren't playing basketball, they were playing football. If you remember that, Ruben. I don't know if you read the original script for the Buffy movie, but
Oh, and the Buffy movie they were playing. What did they end up playing?
yeah,
Basketball, right?
basketball. But in the
It was
in
supposed to be
Josh's
football.
original script, it was football.
Okay.
He looks so out of his element, man.
One kid's right there and doesn't hear Xandra say pornography.
No.
I would be like, "What?"
What?
The kid's just oblivious.
Yeah. But also, you know, a really, really quick shout out to all the extras who are in the scenes that we grew up with because those people sit around for hours and hours. Like, wow. So so to circle back to what your wife said about Angel's, mental age, I think that also qualifies with with the big bad of this episode because he looks much older, but he has the brain of like like a 19-year-old kid, right?
Who, the zombie kid?
Yeah.
Mummy or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
that is?
yeah.
Frankenstein?
The Frankenstein kid, yeah.
You're saying he looks older than. I mean, he's supposed to be a high school kid, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's a football player, so he's big, you know?
yeah. He's big, he's jacked up. But what I was saying is, do you think the same principle applies to him as it does to Angel when it comes to their mental age?
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I mean, how long has this kid been dead?
Uh,
I forget. Did they say it?
I have they
He's pretty recently dead, isn't he?
yeah. No, I think
So
it's
yeah,
like
if he lived 200 years
yeah,
as a
definitely
mummy
not
man, whatever he is.
yeah, definitely not 200 years.
I
Um,
wonder how long he could live. Like, if he, like, does he rot?
if we weren't on a watch line right now, we were actually watching this episode in person, I would go back right now. He looks grimy.
Ooh.
Ugh. Cordy's gonna need a tetanus shot after this.
Oh yeah.
Yep. She's wearing the same jacket. What is it with these jackets?
Yeah. Everybody's like borrowing the same jacket.
Oh my god, what is it with these jackets? Oh, oof. Also, I really like how this third act kind of pays tribute to Frankenstein's original origins by well, you guys are about to see it, so I won't spoil it.
Uh-oh.
Also,
Bam!
at this time, yeah,
Body
ouch.
slam. I love
Yeah,
it.
that looks like it hurt. Oh,
Big trip.
yeah, or little trip. Don't you? What did you say?
All he wanted was a girlfriend.
Yeah,
He never left his side.
yeah.
And Buffy
This
could have been
episode,
killed again. We'd have another Slayer.
yep. This episode also really brings up the question about human companionship and how important it is to a lot of people.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure. All he wanted was someone to love,
Right.
even if it was a little toxic.
Yeah, yeah, funky.
But yeah, nobody wants to be lonely, right? Like nobody wants to be
Yeah.
alone or feel alone.
Oh my god, this is so weird.
Yeah, these jackets, like they're slightly different colors, but they're all the same style.
Yeah, what the
And
hell?
look, no, Giles is wearing a cool jacket.
And yo, and Miss Calendar is wearing Miss Calendar is wearing Buffy's. She's wearing a black. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, the costume designer was like drunk in
This
this
is really.
episode. He's like,
You know what?
no, Buffy's gonna wear the beige jacket this scene. But Angel wore it 2 scenes ago. I don't give a fuck. Buffy's wearing it. Josh, what do we do? Just whatever, man. Just put the jacket
Just
on.
whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like we got no more money, bro. Let's just get through this.
Yeah.
Fox is gonna kill us if we don't finish this.
Yeah.
Which is a funny, real part of filmmaking. Sometimes you gotta be like, "Fuck it, man.
Yeah. Fuck it.
We don't got
I
any
mean,
more
because
time. Let's just go."
yeah, because look, there, there's a rule of thumb on a film set. Time is money. The more time you spend on a film set, the more money you spend. And forget it if you're shooting a short film
Especially in
or
TV at
or
this time.
or yeah.
Just like, let's
No,
go,
what?
let's go.
Yeah. No, like and like I just said, if you're shooting an independent short film, forget it. like like if you don't make your days, you're screwed because perhaps the camera that you're working with, perhaps the lighting rig that you're working with is rented, and if you don't get what you need to get within your time window, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Angel, please burn this jacket.
Yeah, I hate this fucking jacket. I swear to God, if I get any comments on this video, people gonna be like, "Why the fuck were you and your friend obsessing about this jacket?" And and I'll
I
be
mean,
like,
it's weird
guys,
because I am also very, ever since Smallville, I've been very keen on because Smallville was so awesome in what they would make people wear.
yeah,
From the obvious with Clark, and he would always wear like the red, blue, some sort of
yeah,
red, blue combination.
hmm
Whether it was plaid, whether it was a blue shirt with a red jacket, or a blue jacket with like they always hinted at things. The different characters had different color palettes, which
style.
I liked.
Hmm.
I always appreciate that level of detail. Like there was this great show. It was a great. I mean, it's a kid show. It's like for preteens, but it's on Disney Plus. Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it. The something Society of something something. It's like a really long title. But
Hmm.
the show, man, the costuming and the production design and the marriage between the two
Yeah,
was just it's so beautifully done. Gotta
awesome,
find out the name of the
awesome.
show.
All right, guys, that'll do it for our watch along of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, season
The
2,
Mysterious
episode
Benedict
2.
Society. Sorry.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The Mysterious Benedict Society. That's the name of the show.
Ah, oh, I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. So take two. That does it, guys, for our watch along of Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 2, episode 2, entitled "Some Assembly Required." If you see this episode, guys, tell us what you liked about it or what you hate about it in the comments below. Before I say goodbye to my friend Ruben for now, Ruben, if the good folks at home want to catch up with you and chat with you online, what would be the best place for them to do that on?
Easiest place to find me is Twitter at rmartian. Um, just like that there. Uh, Instagram, I'm at rmartian76. But I don't really post much on Instagram. But I do have, use the DMs
Twitter.
and stuff.
Right,
But
right.
Twitter, I am. Yeah, Twitter, I'm always on.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
at
you're
rmartian on Twitter.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Before I go, I would just like to mention if you like my Buffy watch alongs and you want to hear me talk about film from a writer's perspective, I do have a podcast. It's called the Mixtape Podcast, and it's a podcast that I host along with a friend of mine. And basically, what we do is we talk about films that we love from a screenplay writer's perspective. That podcast is available on all podcast platforms known to man. But if you are a YouTuber, such as I am, I will post the link to our YouTube channel in the comments section. Again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.